Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever this video comes across your feed, or if you are subscribed and it pops up for you to view. This is a reading about the full moon in Virgo on March 3rd. The energy I'm going to be reading for is the Libra energy, okay? So it does not mean your sun, moon, rising, or Venus. It is just overall Libra energy. We embody all 12 signs of the zodiac, okay? Basically, the full moon in Virgo is about getting practical, all right? We want to focus on details. We want to improve, health, relationships, careers, finances, personal growth, spirituality. Wherever you might be finding that there's some chaos in your life, you're going to want to bring some order to it during this full moon. So specifically for the Libra energy, this is pretty much overall focusing on the spirituality aspect, okay? Now, I don't know what house this will represent. We will find out. But you may feel that you need to take time to rest and reflect on maybe some baggage or something that needs to be released. All right, so we're going to go to the astrology dice, and I want to find out what house does the Libra energy fall into for this reading for the full moon in Virgo. Tenth house. Oh, wow. Okay. That was funny because before I did this reading, I actually was thinking to myself, because of it dealing with spirituality right now for the Libra energy, I kept thinking career, right? So your 10th house is, career, it's your ambitions, goals, and your status. And I don't know why I got chills right now, spiritual chills. I kept thinking, Libra energy doing something different when it comes to their careers and their ambitions, right? So the overall, what you do for life, you may be changing out. I mean, that may not come into play in this reading, but it was in my mind's eye that the Libra energy could be changing up something that they're doing. All right, so I'm going to pull the tarot. I'm going to pull 3 cards. I want to know what the past, present, and future is for the 10th house for the Libra energy. And if you're new, welcome in. This is Intuitive Moon 1111 Tarot. I do have another tarot channel that I've been on for a few years. It is Intuitive Dreams 1111 Tarot. So if you feel inclined to check out any of the other readings I have on that channel, if you feel called to it, it is linked in my bio, or you can just simply search me out. Okay, and actually if you go to the posts of this channel, you will see I have posted Mercury retrograde and Pisces readings from that channel. So that's another easy way to find it. All right, so give me the past, present, and future for this Libra energy in the 10th house. Past, present, future, 10th house, Libra. Okay, so we've got these two. All right, give me future. So we've got the past, Nine of Swords, current, Two of Swords. Give me the future. Oh, that's too many. I'll take the top one. All right. Wow. All right. So we've got the Two of Cups in reverse. Interesting. So it makes sense that the overall energy for Libra during this full moon is to maybe take some time for yourself to relax and start thinking about what it is you need to release. Because in the past, with the Nine of Swords, you've experienced a lot of depression and anxiety around, your career, ambition, goals, and your status. You've been in a lot of worry. I'm going to clarify that, but, there's something that's worried you, and it definitely makes sense for you to relax and to take some time for yourself during this full moon to really think about what needs to be released. Don't forget, the full moons are about shedding light on certain areas of your life, and it's also a time to release. Okay, so during this full moon, it's definitely time for you to start looking at something that has been bothering you in the past. Okay, whether it's the career, a goal that you have, or just your overall status of, who you are and how you're presenting yourself in life. You're currently Two of Swords. So there's something you don't want to look at, or something you're at a crossroads at. So this is why it's time to relax, right, during the current moment, because there is something, a tough decision that needs to be made. In the future, well, we've got the Two of Cups in reverse. So the Two of Cups is, it's partnerships. Whatever partnership that means to you, okay? It could be, it could be love, but I feel for this particular reading, it is very much the partnership you have when it's relating to career, who you're connected to in your career, who you're connected to with the goals that you're trying to accomplish, and status. I mean, it could very well be a love partnership, that does play into your status, right? Sometimes we are married to people, or we're dating people, or we're just in general connected to people based on our status, right? Sometimes they'll say, if you want to be, I don't know, I'm just going to just throw this out. If you want to be a rock star, right? Start hanging with the folks that are rock stars. If if you want to be somebody who's a professional chef, you're going to start hanging around people who are chefs, right? In restaurants, right? Just giving you some examples of what I mean by being in connection with people status wise. But in the future, there's something that there's tension. There's breakup in communication. There's a separation possibly happening in the future, which is why you're currently at the Two of Swords at a stalemate, because it might be a tough decision in the near future of releasing, right? Because the overall Libra energy definitely needs to take a step back and analyze what needs to be released. And there might be a partnership, a separation, or a breakup in the future that is happening based on your past, being depressed, worry, just stressed, okay? So let's start digging in a little deeper. So let's go into the past here. The Nine of Swords for Libra energy related 10th house. Two of Swords. Yeah, you've been really dragging on a decision in your head. You're really going back and forth. Man, I got a lot of spiritual chills. You know, this is a choice you've clearly been avoiding for a long time. Because it's a choice that was should have probably been made in the past. And now you're still currently in the current present moment not making that decision. And this full moon's going to make you, I think, yeah. You've got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Seven of Pentacles. It almost feels like you put in a lot of work, time, energy. You just invested a lot in your past, in something. It'll be different for everybody, okay? But it's your career. It was a goal. You know, something that you were really, really working and putting some time into. And it feels like financially, it didn't pay off for you. And it's like you were still very much not seeing that it wasn't paying off. And it stressed you because I think you kept putting a lot of energy into this. And you may not have seen any improvement, you know, specific goal or, you know, this job you were putting a lot of time and energy into. It just wasn't paying out. You weren't getting where you needed to be. And you were very much stuck in your head, which stressed you out. So not only were you stuck in your head about, oh, this isn't paying off, you know, I'm not able to accomplish these goals, you know, maybe you may have been looking at working hard for a promotion, and then you're realizing, when am I going to get this promotion? Because I really have put in a lot of work. I've really invested, and I'm looking at this. I'm trying to see this from a long-term view, right, for the future, and it's not paying off. And I wouldn't beat yourself up over it because, you know, I want to say, you know, Libra, you were trying to give it a fair shot. You know, you were really trying to be fair, and that's Libra energy. And you thought, I'm trying. But something wasn't paying off. So what about the current energy of the Two of Swords now? Current energy of the Two of Swords now. Current energy, please. Whoop, whoop. Temperance. Seven of Cups in reverse. Yeah. Ace of Swords. Yeah. Okay. So like I said, the overall energy for Libra during this full moon is a lot about their spirituality. And it really feels in the current moment, you're trying to find your actual purpose rather than spinning your wheels, putting all your time and energy like you did in the past into a goal that wasn't really paying out for you because you were so busy and so stressed, and you're looking back and you're like, man, I've poured everything into this. I'm not seeing anything give back. And in the current moment, you're like, okay, all right, I need something that gives me purpose. Okay? You're now getting clear on a new vision. You're facing reality. Okay, instead of pouring all your time and energy into these Seven of Cups, that would be in the upright, which would be a lot of energy you were putting yourself into. It's now in the reverse. You're like, okay, I'm getting clear that all the hard work I've put in, not paying off, well, maybe it's not really my purpose. And I'm waking up to the fact that maybe my heart isn't in this, because temperance is a lot of, should be balance in harmonizing. Okay? What you put in, should be giving back, and finding what that meaning is for you, right? So now it's like, okay, I need to take a step back and put some of this energy into what really excites me, right? Because now you're starting to have the breakthrough during this full moon. Okay, so let's take a look at the future with the Two of Cups in reverse. To me, it feels like you're realizing you need to break up, separate from what this was you were doing in the past. Well, we're going to take a look. Tell me about this Two of Cups in the reverse. Because you're getting clear currently. Because we're getting close to that full moon. You're having the breakthrough. You're seeing the vision. Two of Cups, please, in reverse. Future. Justice in the reverse. That's you, Libra. That's your energy. King of Wands in reverse. The Fool in reverse. So, in the future, you're realizing how unfair this past endeavor was. Okay? It felt like you were the one putting all the energy in, but nothing was coming back. Like nothing, you may have been expecting, a bonus. You may, like I said, a promotion, some sort of payout. And either somebody was dishonest with you. They just were not fair with you. It was like they had really high expectations of you. And you're realizing, wow, full in reverse. It was almost like it was you feeling naive to think, or I want to say it's in the future going to make you feel like you were being naive, you were being foolish. And that's why you're going to find yourself breaking up, separating from what it was you were doing in the past. Now, that'll be different for each of you. Only you will know that. But you're going to know that you put your heart and soul into something and it didn't pay back to you in some shape or form. And in the future, because you're getting clear right now during this full moon, it's becoming real sharp. And you're facing it. You're facing that, okay, I'm going to suck it up as a loss. It was a lesson learned. Maybe you were a little foolish in whatever this goal or career, this status change you were trying to do. It was maybe a little bit of you lying to yourself. Maybe the expectations were not only high from this other point of view, you may have had expectations that were too high of yourself. Rather than taking it in moderation, right? You may have been balls to the wall, right? Pedal to the metal, instead of pacing yourself. And you may have actually burned yourself out. And this is why it's like, okay, I need to take a step back. And when you're thinking spirituality, you say to yourself, maybe that wasn't really my purpose. I thought it was, but maybe that's not really it. My expectations were way too high. And now I need to tame it down and pace myself, because you stressed yourself out for something that wasn't fair to you. You may have been dishonest to yourself, just like whoever you were doing this goal for or working for, they may have been dishonest with you. Okay, there may have even been some legal issues going on. And it just felt like your fire energy was overly dominated. And so you were mentally blocked because it came out twice. Current and the clarification of the past 9 of Swords, stress, anxiety, up, burning the candle at both ends. That's not fair to you. So now you need to take a rest. You've got to say, okay, what's the real vision here? Oh, okay. I've put all my time and energy into this, and I got nothing back. Nothing in return. I'm getting real with myself. Separate. In the future, it's time to separate yourself from whatever this career, ambition, goal, or status, whatever that is to you. Separate yourself from it and face reality. And chalk it up as a lesson learned. That if something's not paying out, it's time to dial it back or step out of it. Right? Where's the even flow? right? Temperance, you know, keeping yourself balanced. Because you were really, really off balance. And I will say, like I said, Libra energy, you know, you like to be fair. And the thing was, it didn't look like you were being fair to yourself. And that's okay, because you're getting clear on that now. And you're going to separate yourself and realize, okay, I was being foolish. So what was the shadow here for the Libra energy? What was the shadow? The wounded heart. Acknowledge, intend to past emotional wounds. Healing begins with self-compassion. Tend, okay? Remember your past. You were not a sword. You were stressed out. You were tired. Feeling depressed. You were anxious, right? Is this going to pay out? Is this going to pay out? You know, I'm feeling burdened. I'm stressed. Your shadow is to acknowledge and tend to past emotional wounds. That's why right now I'm saying during this full moon, Libra energy is to relax, right? Temperance, so you can get clear. Okay, all right, I put a little too much work into something, but guess what? Now I'm going to show myself compassion. Okay, I'm going to get clear. And then focus moving forward on a new goal that serves your purpose, whatever that is to you. I can't tell you that. That's a conclusion you have to come to yourself during this time. I feel like I'm called to get you a spiritual card before I close this out. Self-love. 676. Prioritize your well-being. Cultivate a deep sense of love and compassion for yourself. You got to show yourself a lot more compassion. Self-love. And that's what this is about. Right now, okay? You're supposed to rest. You're supposed to relax so you can get clear and face the reality and do something that puts back into you. When you do your purpose in life, when you go after a goal that's really meaningful to you, not maybe just because you might have been looking for a payout, that's when the universe wants to pay you out, because you're like, oh, I'm doing something that I feel good about. I'm doing something that makes me happy. It doesn't really feel like a whole lot of time and effort is being put into it because I'm enjoying it. And now I'm happy. So the universe, you know, acknowledges that energy. And that's what they want you to do right now during this full moon. But right now, relax so this can come clear to you. All right? So, Libra, energy, placements, houses. I hope this reading finds you well. If you do find that this is not relating to you, you're not having any concerns with careers or goals or something you've put a lot of hard work into, please check out the other sign placements when they are posted, okay? I love you. I hope this finds you well. If it resonates, comment, subscribe, share, hit the like button, help the channel grow. Till the next time, I'll see you at the next full moon.